High Street of Holyoke, Massachusetts. We're on the northernmost block, and we're looking towards the east. And the eastern edge has many buildings. We're not going to look at the corner one. That's a Martin block. We already talked about that when we were up at the corner. And you notice that there's a pink one coming backwards. That's the start of what is called the Fuller block. There's 5 buildings that make up the Fuller block. That first one in pink used to be a saddle shop. They made saddles there for horses. Now you can imagine that it was built about 1860. You don't need this anymore, so it's changed a lot through the years into very useful things. And along the way, it's been a little store so forth. Now, as you move in, you see 3 buildings in the middle to make up the middle part of the Fuller block, and the actual middle one has been joined with the other one that it's right to, but you can still distinguish it from the others around it. These are from 1857 to 1858, and the top floor is the top or upper floors of any of these apartments are apartment blocks. The down floor, the basement floor, or the lowest ground floor is always a store, and you can see that you have a store this now. Now across the street is 1850 J. Fuller. He made this here, and it's been a lot of things through the years. And the whole model is that you want the upper floor, second, third floor. As you look at it, the second and third floor are going to be apartments. In the top floor, and there's also a garret up there or an attic, and so those don't count in the amount of floors, but they still are inhabitable, and there's apartments up there. Now along the way, this has been a hotel many times, and so it started as residences, but then moved to like the Polsky Hotel and other kinds of hotels. Now the ground floor has always been a store, and that's a true model about this one. Some of the times the upper floors would end up being offices, but not here. This was always a hotel through the many years, and now it's a place for apartments. Now what we're going to look at next is we're going to look into the next half block up past Oliver Street, and you see, if you can count the differences, there's actually 5 blocks right there, not a city, but apartment blocks joined together, and there used to be one more on the absolute northern part or the left part, and that part there used to be apartment 2, so you'd have 6 apartments. Now this part right here at the very corner was not, so it was something different. But those 5 that are still there were the Stephen Wright blocks, each of them made at a separate time. So the very first one was made in 1869, and as you sweep in from left to right, 1869, 1870, 1871. So he was a carpenter and a contractor, and he made a lot of blocks around Holyoke, and this was his own. He would live here and have his business here, and many businesses will be in the ground floor. It's now on a Community Preservation Act grant. You notice the windows are all the same, basically the same in all of them. What they're going to do is they're going to put $250,000 worth of windows to make them look like the antique